Why is it not working? It's not working. Do you ever feel like no matter how much you meditate, you exercise or do yoga, you journal perhaps, whatever, the stress keeps coming back? It's like your mind got the memo, but your body never did. Well, that is because, my friends, stress is not just mental, it is physiological. So if you don't break the stress loop cycle, it's going to keep rewiring itself within you. You got to attack it where it lives, that's in your body. And we're going to talk about that today. Hey everyone, I'm Jennifer Sack. I'm a women's online wellness mentor, and I love helping wellness pros get back on track with their own self-care routines, just so they can be balanced, grounded, in charge of their own well-being and nervous system, so they can go out there, teach and lead like a boss who walks the walk instead of just preaching what their practices are, so they can stop feeling like an imposter for being out there teaching and leading in wellness while being a bit of a hot stress mess on their own. So today I am sharing three simple yet powerful tips of how to break the stress loop cycle in real time. All right. So we're not just thinking about how to do it, but we're actually going to be it. We can't keep taking in conceptual knowledge. That is an indirect experience. We need to actually embody it, start implementing these things, integrating them into our being so we can start showing up differently and really start to rewire the process. So, we are going to conceptualize it and talk about it today. And then we're going to do a short practice at the end. So, stick with me because we're going to really get into the practice of embodying presence so we can break that stress loop cycle. Okay, so if this resonates with you already, I highly encourage you to pop down into the comments or the description and find a link to any one of my free resources that's going to help you start to rewire that nervous system so you can get back on track with your well being. Okay, so how do you break the stress loop cycle? Let's talk about three powerful ways to do that. You know them, you love them, you've heard of them before, but we're going to revisit them today because clearly you need a reminder if you're here listening to this. We all do. Don't take that as judgment. I need the reminders myself every single day. So I'm here to give them to you. It's my simple gift to you. So stick with me. All right. You need to get into your body. Get into your body. That's where the stress lives. The stress does not live out here in the ether. It doesn't live in your circumstances. You might think it does, but really what's happening there is you're taking whatever's happening around you, creating a narrative or a story about it, applying a preference to it, and that's creating tension and stress within your body. So it's in your body that the stress is. So you got to go there first and foremost to work with that. It's not about mindset. It is eventually, and we'll get to that, but start with your body because if you start with the mind, it's not going to land. It's like fake positivity. It doesn't land in your body if you're not on board. Okay. So I will always advocate breath, breath, breath. Pay attention to your breath. That might mean in the beginning, you just have to watch your breath. That doesn't mean you start out controlling it. Maybe you just tune into what is it doing? Are you even breathing? I can't tell you how often I notice I'm not even breathing. I'm holding my breath, either full of air or empty of air. And I'm like, what is going on? That is wrecking your nervous system. You need to be experiencing like a smooth a belly breath, relaxed belly, diaphragm moving. But we don't always do that and we're not always aware of it. So get in tune with your breath. What is it doing? And then you can move on to controlling it if you want. Do a 4 count square breath, maybe elongate your exhalations if you'd like. That's very calming to the nervous system. But a great way to get in your body is by utilizing the breath. Beyond that, I love to utilize the senses. So, what are you feeling on your skin? What do you hear in your environment? That is a great one because you have to get super quiet to listen. And sometimes there's, immediate noises in your environment, but sometimes if you can go beyond just the immediate surroundings and see if you can hear beyond that, there is a great stillness that will come into play. So, play with that, try it, see what it does for you. Another thing that is really great, one of my mentors taught me, and I still use it, I love it, is going to a place of neutrality in your body. So for me, that's my earlobes because my earlobes, one, they're kind of hard to feel. So just by the sheer act of trying to find a place of neutrality in your body, you're going to get quiet because you're trying to tune in and feel this place that really has little to no sensation unless you're really getting quiet and tuning in. And plus, my earlobes have no story tied to them. I have no pain from there. I have no feelings, good or bad, about my earlobes. So it's like, yeah, it's totally neutral. So it's a great way to get into your body. And then once you have done that, the mind is going to start to still a little bit. So just try this with me real quick. Just take a slow breath in, hold at the top, and then elongate that exhale. And just notice the clothes on your skin. What do they feel? What can you hear in your immediate environment? Can you span out even farther and listen? Is there anything out there further out that you can pick up on? Simple, right? This doesn't have to be complicated. We love processes. We love overcomplicating things. We love checklists. I'm guilty in all of that. Give me a process. Give me a course. Give me a checklist. I want to do. And that's what I'm talking about. We have to stop with this, consumption of methods and tasks and to-dos and indirect experience of knowledge and ideas. We need to actually start the practice embodying it. You get nowhere. You can read 50 million books on a subject until you start putting that to practice. Kaput, nothing's happening for you. And I can tell you from sheer experience on this because I definitely go down that train of just wanting to consume, thinking it's going to fix everything. And it wasn't until I realized I actually need to start practicing and stop consuming that things shifted. Step number two of how you can break the stress loop. You got to anchor into the now. All the greats tell us this. We've heard it a million times. Now, now, now. Be here now. Power of now. Nothing exists but now. We hear it all the time. This is when we don't really even like to conceptualize. I think we push that away, and that's because one, our ego is very strong, and our ego does not like the now because the ego cannot exist in the now without applying a ton of ideas, narratives, stories, and utilizing the past and the future to create this ego that we have. So, ego doesn't like now, but it really clings and it takes us out of the now. So, we spend so much of our time just resisting the present moment, which is actually in and of itself a large reason why we are so agitated. We just don't want to sit with it. We don't want to be with it. We want to be anywhere but here now, which is ironic because that's where there are no problems. That's where you're okay. All right. The past, that's all resentment and blame and anger and shame and guilt and reprocessing and replaying and overanalyzing what happened. It is dragging you out of now, the now for sure, and is causing a ton of anxiety in your body. And then there's the future. And that's all of the anxieties about the future, the tension, the stress, the worries, basically all boils down to fear. And now you can argue, well, sometimes I think back and it's about pleasurable things, and I think ahead and it's about things I'm looking forward to that actually fill me up and are great. And that's a whole nother subject because yes, we do take ourselves out of the now with pleasurable thoughts that give us a dopamine hit or kind of jazz us up. And that's whatever. You're not in the now, and that's fine if you want to do that. But what we're talking today is about breaking the stress loop cycle. And those thoughts are not stressing you out. So let's get back to the ones that are in the past and the future that are stressing you out. Clear them out. You need to anchor into right now. There is no problem right now. If there were an actual problem right now, an actual threat, you wouldn't even have time to think about the threat. You'd just be dealing with it. So anything that's a problem in the moment is really you going to past or future, over analyzing. Right now, you are good, you are safe. So that's what you need to remind yourself of. So you can simply say to yourself, right now, in this moment, I am safe. A lot of the chronic tension and the nervous system issues we feel are because we're not feeling safe in our body. And this is due to so many things and a long history of repetition that causes this, but we need to get back to feeling safe in our body. And a lot of that is reminding ourselves that we are. Okay, so in this moment, right now, I am safe. Step number three for breaking that stress loop cycle, it's a shift in your attitude. And again, I said before, I don't like toxic positivity. I don't like false, positivity affirmations that don't really stick and land. I love a good mantra and affirmation, but I've got to feel it. If I'm not feeling it, I mean, the energies, the universe, it knows your subconscious. So if you're not really on board with it, it's not doing you any good. Shifting your attitude, I'm not talking about those affirmations and whatnot. I'm talking about actually three main points, three parts of that in your attitude. And the first would be acceptance. So that's where we stop resisting the now. So, kind of going back to the second point, just accept what it is right now. Accept it as if it's perfect as it is, like it was supposed to always happen. It's here for your greatest good. It's really here for you, not happening to you. So, can you just sink into this and accept this moment as it is? It doesn't need to be better. There's nothing wrong with it. It just is. Another part of that is really surrender. And what I mean by that is knowing that you don't have control. You have control over things like your breath, your body, your mind, but the illusion of control beyond that in the world around us. How much of your time do you spend trying to control everything in your environment so that you are not bothered, so that it aligns with your preference, so that people act the way you want them to, so that you aren't triggered by anything, nothing activates or pokes you all throughout the day. You try and live life in a repetitious pattern so that you can stay safe feeling, you can stay feeling like I know what's going to happen, so I don't have to worry. You try and control, control, control. And that's an illusion. You cannot control everything in your environment. Inevitably, things will pop up that will throw you off kilter, that will take you by surprise, that are, not subject to what your preference is. I'm sorry. So you need to give up that illusion of control and really surrender into this moment. Surrender into the control that you actually have, which is your breath, your mind, and your body. And when you kind of let go of control, I don't know if you've ever experienced this. I have because I have very much been a control freak, if you will. That term is no, I don't know if I like that term or not. In the past, and I still aim, kind of like lean towards that tendency sometimes. I have to catch myself and bring myself back. But what I've noticed after some tumultuous things in my life where I had to surrender and give up total control, things like, getting over addiction, things like going through a divorce, there was a lot of everything outside my control, and I had to fully surrender. There was a peace that came in that. So think of yourself instead of carrying, being carried. And there's a weight that lifts when you're able to just say, I don't know. I'm not really in control of that. It's like you get to be a passenger instead of the driver. And some people that freaks them the out. That is the scariest thing. They want to drive. But trust me, there is something cool about sitting back, kicking up your feet on the dash, and being the passenger. There is a load that gets taken off when you just say, all right, I'm cool. Drive me wherever. I'm game. There is a relief. So if you can learn to lean into that, oh, my friend, you're going to experience something, a major shift. All right, third part of the shift of the attitude that is helpful for breaking that stress loop pattern is trust. Trust, my friends, trust not only yourself, which is huge. Let's talk about that one first. Trust in yourself, meaning in any given circumstance that you can handle whatever comes your way. You're just going to do it. You always have. You've always handled it. Maybe it wasn't the most graceful, but you did. You handled it, and you can. What's not going to work for you is to think 50 million ways about how you can handle something in the future. Oh, you'll handle it when it comes. If you stay present in the now when that moment is presented and you stay grounded, you will handle it in the highest and greatest way to the best of your ability. If you overanalyze it ahead of time, if you get yourself into a total ruckus with your nervous system out of whack, you're probably going to handle it and biff it. So getting grounded is actually going to help you when that moment comes. And trust that, I got this. I can handle whatever comes my way. I can trust my gut. I can trust, listening to my truth and speaking up when it's presented. And I don't have to worry about that. And then trust in something bigger than you. And that can be many things. And it is many things for many different people. But I think there is something so comforting in having a trust of whatever it is that it's got you, that this is not all for naught, that maybe you can't see the greater purpose, that it's for your highest and greatest good yet. Usually in hindsight, we look back and go, oh, yeah, I'm so glad that happened because XYZ. Live with that in mind. Trust that this is really all meant to be. It's for your unfolding, it's for the highest and greatest good, and that you've got this. So, those are your shifts in attitude: acceptance, surrender, and trust. So now that you've heard these steps, right? Getting in the body, whatever way you want to, major step, right? Knowing that you're safe, anchoring in the present moment, getting out of past and present, or I'm sorry, past and future stronghold, and then really shifting that attitude. Let's take a moment now that we've given the concept, we've given the ideas. I want you to start to embody it. Remember, nothing ever happens if you don't actually start to integrate things. It's just a bunch of freaking knowledge, which does you no good. At some point, you have to put it to practice, or it really doesn't. There's no point. Okay, so we're gonna practice this. I'm gonna take you through this short guided meditation. And don't run screaming because I said meditation. You got this. All you have to do is close your eyes, listen to me. I'm speaking in English. If you speak English and you can breathe, you're gonna nail this. There's no reason to run like hell. If you're uncomfortable closing your eyes, don't do it. My God, comfort is queen. So maybe just lower your gaze so you can relax your eyelids, so you can relax all the muscles around your eyes and just sort of prepare to go inward. And you can do that by noticing how your body is supported. What is holding you up? And that's kind of like becoming the passenger. Sink into it rather than controlling some upright position. Sink in, get heavy. We're going to sink into this wonderful state of inner focus and absorption. And I just want you to float down from your head into your tummy with your next exhalation. So maybe take a deep breath in here, make it heady, and then follow the breath and your energy down to your soft belly. And in your soft belly, take a deep breath in, hold at the top. As you exhale, trace your energy and that breath down into your hips, relaxing and releasing. Deep breath into the hips, hold at the top of the inhalation, and then exhale, sweep that breath and your energy down through the legs and out your feet. Just feeling the density of your body, super loose, super limp, super lazy. Breathing in and out through your nose. Let's go up to the heart center. Take a deep breath in there, hold at the top, and as you exhale, sweep that energy and breath down your arms and out your hands. Shoulders dropping. Check in with your face. Make sure your eyes are relaxed. Your jaw is soft, teeth unclenched. Even relax your tongue. And even as you tune into your body, you will notice that your mind continues to churn away a little bit, and that's okay. Totally natural. But as you begin to relax, scan your body from head to toe, looking for any places still gripping, still resisting, holding, and just allow them become more loose and limp and lazy, maybe using your breath to help you. And thoughts just come and go. But you just come right back to the stillness of your body as busyness is just suspended for these minutes. And as you enjoy the breath, just notice if you need to shift or move anything in the body to just try and become 10%, heck, even 2% more comfortable. And then begin to slow your breath down, softening the edges of your eyes again, jaw slightly open, shoulders drop. Just being here with this moment, this breath, naturally, easily. And thoughts will spring up here and there, and that's okay. You just begin to notice your body again where you are right now. And you can remember you don't need to think every thought. You don't need to get lost in every feeling. You can relax even more. Loose, limp, lazy. And as you inhale, silently repeat, I am. And as you exhale, repeat, here. And do this for one full breath all the way in and all the way out. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, here. Notice where your place of reference is. Where is your here? Is it in your brain? A certain location in your body? Floating around in your mind somewhere? Inhale, I am. And exhale, here. And when you want to drift away, just come right back here. Inhaling, I am. Exhaling, here. Breath is slow and steady. Body is relaxed. Thoughts come and go, and you are just right here. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Let it out the mouth. Roll the shoulders a few times. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Stretch the arms up overhead. Maybe taking a big yawn. Moving the body in any way that makes sense for you. Bringing yourself back up to the level of energy that you need to move into the next task that you're moving on to. Knowing that it really can be that easy. The presence and peace doesn't have to be this big, long process, this big, long strategy. It's right here. It's right there waiting for you. Come back to it every time. Now, if you want to dive deeper into getting back into your own self-care routine and practices, the very thing that lit you up in the first place, right? You wanted to go out there and make an impact with others, but then somewhere along the lines, you fell off track with your own wellness. Let me help you kickstart that right back into action. Grab my 7-day energy reset. It's going to be a great way to start rewiring your patterns, get you back on track. I cannot wait for you to experience it. Other than that, pop onto my page, go to the link in the description or comments for any one of my free resources. So you can just experience some stillness now, some rest now, just so you start to rewire that feeling of being safe, that resting, get it back into being a place of normalcy for you instead of a foreign concept. All right. So remember, stress may always be present in your life. Sure thing. It's going to be, all right? So, anticipate that. That's fine. But it doesn't have to run the show. You can take control back. You can each and every time be in the moment, regulating yourself. You do have control on that note. So, please put these tips to use. Let me know how they go for you, what your experience is, if there's anything else you'd like to hear or see from me. And in the meantime, I just wish you more rest, less stress, and I thank you for being here. Keep being awesome out there. Until next time.